Do you think they'd let me sample this hook or this loop? I would love to rap over this.
This has to be a sample of something.
Oh, I'm sure, but like, I don't know where it originated, and I imagine I'd have to pay these guys to have this hook or loop.
Very likely. It's the Sesh connection. Banana edition.
Nice. Nice.
And we're just going to leave that there.
That's right.
You'll
Did you know that
find out
James
soon
doesn't
enough.
like bananas because he's anti-potassium?
There's better sources of potassium.
He'll get a better
Are
source
there
of
better
potassium.
sources of potassium?
Bananas are a source, but not the best source.
Bananas are delicious. I don't care if they didn't have potassium. That's just a fun side effect.
They're even great in pajamas.
I don't know what
Bananas
that's
are
a
only
reference
good
to.
in banana splits. Bananas in pajamas? They're walking down the stairs.
Oh my god.
What the fuck are they talking about?
They're coming down in pairs.
Yes.
I feel like I missed out on something.
No, it was like a little cartoon show when like
Oh, banana phone. Banana phone. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. I had this as my ringtone for like 4 years, dude.
The sped up version is the one I really love.
Look at
Yeah.
how adorable he looked. The little
Can
guy.
we do peanut butter jelly time real quick and
No.
then we'll get back to reality?
Wait, what? Sorry, that looked like. So
like
sorry,
how
I know
shocked
this
he
is a
looks.
visual element.
Banana phone.
What is this? What is what? The song. What song? The song playing.
Okay,
Listen, I have
I
no
just
idea.
saw it looked like
Oh,
somebody
dude,
tried
that's
to.
where it started. That existed, like, this is where banana phone comes from.
No, the first thing we listened to was the original.
But this is where it comes from.
it's where babies are made.
Yeah, James.
I thought it was Terrence and Phillip.
Oh, God damn it.
I can't believe this has its own website now. Remember when you just had to go to eBong's World? Now go to
Okay.
Urban Dictionary
No.
and look up peanut butter
Nope.
jelly time.
So that's not the point of this this particular podcast.
No,
so
it's
we're
not.
gonna
My
we're gonna
apologies. Let's
stop
get high,
right
you guys.
there. Yeah, let's do that. I
you
gave
got,
everybody
Tracy?
candy to begin with, but
Yes,
Tracy,
you
Tracy
did.
came all prepared. Like she's got a whole like bullet point sheet.
Do.
What do we got?
So I actually wanted to kind of structure this a little bit more for us and kind of get some real points across when it comes to what we're tasting, things like that, and kind of talking about it a little bit more. So I took some advice and I put together a little bit of things that we kind of want to look for when we're tasting things, doing things, and kind of recapping stuff and going over what we do on this, as well as having fun. Do not get me wrong.
Of course. I
But-
mean, it's supposed to be informative, educational, and us getting insanely high, or at least me getting insanely high.
I think we all get high.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all get insanely high. We just handle it better
Insanely
than
high.
you.
So
Although, James, I will admit you are improving every week.
I know your tolerance is just getting up there, kid. I'm so proud of you.
You'll be smoking weed like the rest of us in no time.
Right.
Oh God.
She's got a bag of goodies, guys.
I do.
And it's a shiny bag. It's like an astronaut bag of goodies.
So I did promise you guys that one of the first things that we were going to try today was going to be a vape pen that I got from work.
Oh, is this the fancy one from the group chat?
Is the fancy one from the group chat. So, how the fuck did I open it? Oh yeah, fingers do your thing. So,
That's what she said.
that is what she said. So this is actually from a company called Harvest, and this is going to be a live sauce cartridge. It's a full gram. And it is a disposable.
Yeah, it's an all-in-one.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I know, right?
Cool aesthetic.
Yeah, and it does have a recharger on it, and obviously the source is right in there. So it doesn't look like there's any button to press, so it's just like a full inhale rather than pressing any kind of button, which I like those actually, where you don't have to bother with anything, and it doesn't change a temperature thing, which kind of sucks a little bit, but in the same sense, it's an all-in-one disposable, so, which is also kind of funny as to why it has a charger on the bottom of it, because if you're going to dispose of it.
There's
But they don't
people like
necessarily
my
come fully
sister
charged.
that'll buy one of those, and like she'll only hit it once a day for like 45 days. And while she doesn't kill all of the juice inside, the battery might not last that long.
All right, that's fair. That's a good reason to have it on there. So,
Because originally they didn't have a charge port on the bottom, and people were wasting the oil and then fucking themselves up trying to get it out.
Yeah, that's true. Where it was like it's pre-charged, but no battery holds its charge that long.
So when you're smoking this, I really want you to like think about like the taste, the smell, what terpenes you actually taste in that, the flavor that you get from that, and then James, if you actually want to, if you want to look up something to actually get on the screen for you guys, so you kind of see what's going on, but you want to look at something that's called terpene profiles. So it might not be from the same company there at the bottom, but yeah, definitely look that up, and it's going to give you kind of a visual as to when I'm talking about terpenes and the taste, and when we talked last time about hoppiness, you'll actually see what I'm talking about in all the different flavor profiles from those terpenes. So yeah, if you can find something like that, like just a visual screen.
Oh, that one's weird because like the aftertaste is like that earthy tone that I like in a wax.
Holy Jesus H. Christ.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So
Because
there
like
you
I
go.
can still taste that aftertaste now, and it's not like, I don't know, it's like a combination of iron and dirt or something.
Yeah, 100%.
Does this, Tracy,
Yeah.
with some verbiage sort of match what you're holding there?
Absolutely, 100%. So, like, there's different terpenes, obviously, we've talked about that you guys will taste and things. So you've actually brought up a couple things about, like, what you're tasting is kind of earthy and stuff. So when you're thinking about those things, just remember that the terpenes that you're tasting, you can actually look off to the right to kind of see what they're actually supposed to taste like, or if it's supposed to be spicy or something like that. You'll see what different things are. And if you scroll down, like it starts with myrcene, or it tells you like limonene rather. All these different flavor profiles that you get from things. So what you would be tasting with the limonene.
I do like the limonene when it tastes
Right.
like a
So-
citrus fruit.
Right. So you'll taste like citrus or like that really grapefruity brightness. You know what I mean? And those are all your flavor profiles. So what you're tasting, and every time we're always talking about that stuff, those are the terpenes. When you're tasting something and you say that tasted like a beer, it was really hoppy, those are terpenes. It's really kind of what you want to taste and smell and feel in your weed. I mean, that's why you always hear me saying stuff like, I don't care about whether it's indica, sativa, or hybrid. I don't care that it has a high THC level. I'm always talking about like what my nose knows. It's because that's what my nose is liking. The linolene, the linalool rather, or what is that? Terpenoline, humulene. All those different profiles is what my nose is picking up, and that's what your nose is actually also picking up. Those flavors, that scent, those tastes.
So this is actually remarkably interesting, and just without going all the way line by line through this chart,
Yeah, exactly.
the key, I'll just run down the list of the terpene names, at least listed here, which appears to be on quick count 9 of them. Linalool, myrcene, terpenoline, humulene, limonene, caryophyllene. I bet you because of the double L, that's caryophyllene, pinene, valencene, borneol, and eucalyptol. And I would actually recommend pulling up some of these, but this is actually very interesting because at least in this chart and the one that Tracy brought, sort of talks about the different elements, and you see some combination of these in just about everything.
Right.
Like there's not like you're going to get one that is uniquely linalool.
Right. Right. It'll have a combination of different flavors in it, but your nose is picking up that. And that's what it's liking about it. What's up?
Unrelated to all of what we were discussing, but I don't want to forget because I noticed it while in real time. I appreciate how well it's manufactured as a unit. Because, like, you can pull it as hard as you want. You can get as big a hit as you want. But you can also just barely puff it. Like, you don't have to necessarily inhale more than just breathe. And you'll still get a small pull off of it. Like, it's a very well-built unit on top of, like, having the flavor profiles that it has. I don't know. I figured it was just as good a time as any to bring it up before.
That's fine. Yeah. I agree with you on the structure of it and what you're saying. I really do. If I'm going to jump around, I'm going to definitely say that personally, I did not like the taste of it. It was...
I wasn't a great fan of it.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Bear that the product, like meaning the container, the vessel in which it's delivered, is actually reasonably elegant.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's definitely something that is produced largely because those are just stickers on it.
Yeah.
Well, the one on the other side is clearly like just somebody hand put it there because it's also just crooked enough that you know it was human error,
Right.
not like
Right.
intentional.
I love
Exactly.
everything about that, and I will give it a
Yeah.
home if it doesn't have one later.
That is delicious.
You really like that.
It reminds me of, like Bear was saying, like the earthy dabs, but also it reminds me, like, I'm not hitting a vape and I'm smoking weed, and you know how I really like to smoke weed.
Right. And I completely understand, and I get where you guys are coming from. So obviously, like, there's a couple of different opinions here, which I love, and that's
Yeah.
what we need, and that's what I like. So
Everybody has a different
yeah.
taste.
I stole your Starburst.
that is fair, my friend. That is fair. So overall, this was, like I said, this was Harvest, 1,000 milligrams. So it's a 1 gram cart that's in there.
And Harvest is HRVST.
Yes. And that
do
was
you,
a
by
live
chance,
sauce
rough
cart.
guess what that is out the door?
I actually do not know, and reason being is because this was actually given to me as a sample at my work. So this was one of the first like free sample things that they gave me for working there, which is really cool. It does have what is that? Tangitos live sauce is what this actually is. So that's where you might get a little bit of earthy, but just a little bit of twang in there, I guess. It looks like it's 69.64% THC.
Not bad.
Yeah. So, what you looking at? The Harvest site there?
I am.
Excellent.
Ooh, can I do mine real quick?
Yeah,
I contributed
please.
this week. I'm excited. So, as a representative of all things white trash, I have 2 grams of mad cheap wax that are delicious, and I want to share them with you. Are we ready?
Yes.
So the first one is from I-70 Extracts, and the label is literally the highway sign for I-70.
That's hilarious.
No shit.
I can't read the fine print. I'm getting too old for that shit. But we've all dabbed it, and I'll happily give you all another one right now.
Here, let me see the fine print. And I'll read
Go
it
for
you.
it, youngster.
While you're doing that, I'm going to take a whiff real quick.
So it looks like the total THC content is 68.48.
And I feel like that's a weird average standard
Yeah.
now for some reason.
0.13% CBD.
Oh, Paige, I'm skipping you.
That's okay. I love how it has the actual serving size.
Oh, dude,
of
that's
the
my favorite thing
concentrate.
ever. This one has it too somewhere, I feel like.
What is
Yeah.
the
Oh
the
my
serving
gosh.
size
Oh,
on
look
the
at the
gram?
that
bottom of
dot.
this, and you'll see
What?
that little black box on the
That
bottom of
dot.
this.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that
the
size?
That's the recommended serving size.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
the fact that it's like visual. You can't quantify it. You have to say this much.
Well, at the start of, I want to say 2022, when you went into a dispensary and you got wax and stuff like that, they actually had to give you a pamphlet talking about state regulations and what it was. And I was just like, yeah, that's not what I do.
I'll be sure to bring that actually next week. I'll grab one up from the dispo and bring that to next week's show so that you can see what she's talking about. It's kind of hilarious, and yeah, it even talks about like what the amount of time to hold it in
James,
and
would you
everything.
like
It's like
one?
No,
only keep
I
it in
had
for
that
2
one
seconds
before, I
or
think,
something
right?
like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been passing 2 of them around.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Right? $12 after tax out the door for that.
Oh, and what is
Golden Meds.
Oh, I fucking love Golden Meds. That's a great
Yeah,
discount.
I hit the one on Youngfield all the time. It's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
closest dispensary that's worth going to my neighborhood.
I totally do pop-ups there all the time for like Koala and Rebel.
It's got an interesting name. Donnie Burger Cream.
Donnie Burger. I love it.
All right, so
I
this
love it.
next one, it is. Oh, it's a pyramid. I know that's a brand that you're a big fan of.
That's a brand that I work for, my friend.
That doesn't tell me shit. And I'm. You want to read the small stuff while I heat you up?
Ooh, buttermilk biscuits.
Oh shit!
77%, 77.88% THC. CBGA 1.3.
And it's a good color. Like neither one of them like are super dark. Like you can tell it's not all plant matter or whatever. And again, that one $12 out there. It's like under $25 for both of these out the door.
Again, with that serving size.
Is it bigger or smaller than
No, it's the same.
It's
It's
just,
awful.
it is the size of one Sharpie dot.
It's like, when you have to like fill in the bubble on a test.
It's like half of that.
Or your
Yeah.
ballot, please vote.
Yes, that's right. It's important. It's tomorrow.
James, you want to try it?
Might as well.
I like the I-70.
I definitely
It's
want
good,
to make
right?
good
It looks
decisions
like-
tonight. So
It looks like hood rat wax, right?
Yeah.
Like it
agree.
looks like a
I'll
local
agree.
white
I-
rapper makes this.
I mean, yes. And say I've had some wax delivered to me in tinfoil once.
Sure.
So that was a little bit more.
Paige, that wasn't wax.
It was wax. I assure you, it was.
Yeah, you guys, Golden Meds, $12 a gram after tax,
That's not bad at all.
and you can get like just really tasty wax.
fucking A.
Um,
Moving along.
Comparison-wise, I actually feel like I liked the Pyramid one more than the I-70. No, it has nothing to do with the fact that I, work with them at all. It actually just, there was a taste difference there for me where I really kind of tasted the Pyramid, whereas I didn't really taste. There wasn't anything like a profile or anything that like came back at me in the back of my throat or in the back of my mouth or anything that kind of hit on the taste buds for me on the I-70 one. It was a little bland, but there was a smell to it that I didn't have a smell to the Pyramid. So there was definitely some differences there. I enjoyed the smell of the I-70 in comparison to the Pyramid, but the taste definitely was on the Pyramid for me and not the
Ooh, I
I-70.
don't worry about the smell anymore with wax, because when you vaporize it, doesn't matter.
I'm terrified to think of what you were going to move on to here, Tracy.
So,
Does it involve the banana?
not yet, actually.
We're building up to it. It's
Yes,
exciting.
I do have, however, a Denver Kush Club brand of live resin that I wanted to try, and I wanted all of us to try. And it looked really nice to me when I saw it. So this one is called Purple Sunset, and it is
James, are you okay?
Purple
Yeah,
Sunset,
I'm fine.
blue waffle. Looks like 80% THC
Oh, giddy up.
on my blind eyes here.
Do you want?
I would
me to-
absolutely try a wax called Blue Waffle.
I feel like I should do the reading of this while you present this as a future, like,
For
I
sure.
will.
Oh, you can see better than me. That's probably better. Yeah.
And I like hearing the sound of my own voice read.
The only time
You
he's
know
ever
he's
been conflicted
masturbating under
is
the table
time-
right now.
The only time he's ever been conflicted was the time we made him read my erotica.
So I like the smell of it. I like the look of it. It's really kind of really pretty.
Ooh,
You guys can go ahead and pass that around and take a peek.
it's sparkly.
And then Bear, if you want to dab out to everybody, go for it.
James.
But yeah, that one's called Purple Sunset. It is a live
Wanna
resin.
smell it?
Like I said, overall appearance of it, it looks really, really nice. It's really nice and shiny and diamondy looking.
This looks like something you see in a small display in the rock and gems portion of the museum.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I was gonna say it's the Edward Cullen of the skin of a killer, Bella.
I don't know what they're talking about, but
Twilight.
Oh, gotcha.
The vampires
They're
sparkle.
sparkly.
Sparkle,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw a thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely like when you walk up to that case, you walk through the cases where it shows you all the different crystalline, type things in small little sort of, I don't know, how do I describe it? Jewelry pods. That's exactly what it looks like. It's like, and here you have.
Yeah, it's really nice. I really liked the look at it. I think that's what drew me to it.
It's
And,
gorgeous.
yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Ooh, I have to make a confession. While that is beautiful and I would look at it in the dispensary, it is probably not what I would buy based purely on texture.
Fair.
Because I feel like with a texture like that, it's really easy for me to just get way too much of it.
Okay.
And I feel like I waste a lot of it. Because at some points, I'm just getting high and I'm not paying attention. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. I thought
Oh, you're fine.
You know what he means?
I know. It seemed like Paige was deep in thought staring
Well, I mean,
at
like,
this.
because I usually, this is like what I would exactly get, but that's because I pre-measure my dab. I won't just like stick my nectar collector directly into it.
Which is what I
where
just did.
Well, this is a smaller one, so.
It's not even warm anymore.
Yeah, it is.
So did you see the chunk that fell off the
It
bottom
did.
of
I
it?
did. I
but
totally. So
whatever.
that's what you're
That's
talking about.
what I feel
All right,
with
yeah.
that
That's fair.
style.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that this is delicious. I know that it's going to be good, but I know that it is not a practical consistency for me to use.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, if I did buy this or if someone gave it to me, I would try and figure out how to, press it into the corner and make it more of a solid than it is.
Okay.
And then have to scrape part of it off of my finger on the edge of the jar and hope not to waste it. It's just, it's not practical for me.
But it is like but to Paige's point, if you were using like a scoop and applying that to a rig, this is actually the kind of thing that makes that really easy. You kind of understand it. By the end of the gram, you're like, I know exactly what gets me where.
Well, and that one's a lot different too because that's a 10 millimeter nail. I have a 14 millimeter nail, which is a much bigger nail.
Yeah,
And
like, this is
dipping
almost-
that in there.
That's why I buy these. I buy these in bulk, and then when we break this part, we keep these. Because it's like using a fucking surgical tool instead of using a shotgun. James? Seriously. Like, if you have, because I have some that are that big and bigger. Like, I have a giant, what's it, the rubbery stuff. A silicone one that's got to have, a 16 mil tip on it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
like, what is that for?
And see, that's why if I'm going to be using that, I'm going to be scooping. Because if I just stick it in there, there's nothing left.
James.
That is really tasty.
It is A, delicious. B, and this goes to Bear's point for better or worse, is that this, and Paige's to that end, this is something that is best scooped and not nectar collected.
I get it. And you know what it
Because
is?
you can
Right,
just
yeah.
you can just burn through that whole thing without thinking about it because it's so sort of soft and airy and
smooth.
It's fucking unbelievable. It's very rare that you see me take a dab as big as I just did and not even have the moment of am I going to cough? No, it was.
Right.
Oh, you're only going to get 3 big dabs out of that before you'll be high enough that you realize you didn't need that third big dab.
Yes. Yes.
Straight up. That's just the law of averages for doing dabs.
This is definitely a wax for your rig, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
something that's
And my rig has a layer of dust on it because it's just not how I get down.
it's sort of like special occasion kind of vibe. It's like if this is your smoke, you're going to probably be buying a lot of it.
Right.
But to me, just every element of the quality of that is top notch.
You know what it is? Here's exactly what it is that there's absolutely a market for that. 100%. I take nothing away from that product other than its impracticality for my particular laziness. But, like, the people that buy that appreciate that, and they will. Just like Paige said, it'll be like you'll get the perfect size scoop out, and you'll have it on your thing, and you'll fucking heat up your fucking quartz bowl or whatever, and, like, because it's all a part of the tradition, just like those people that take the time to smoke put wood on fire under a glass or whatever, to then pour scotch in it. That's a thing, right? I've seen it happen at distilleries. Mm-hmm. It's the same ritual. It's about enjoying the optimum version of what you enjoy in a manner where you control everything. Whereas I do this because I am like the alcoholic version of a pothead.
He just wants it now.
Yeah. That's why I buy $12 grams of wax. This is my PBR in marijuana form.
Fair. All right. I like that. Yes. Yeah, fair. Absolutely.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we've all bought. We've purchased bulk before.
Oh, yes. Yes, we have.
You know?
Trim, shake, whatever. Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
God,
when
yeah.
you can get a good deal on a 4-gram bucket and just call it a weekend.
At few dispensaries that I've worked at, they have some really great bulk deals. I've actually myself never bought at that point because I was not into concentrates then. And as you know, I've just gotten into them this past year. So, yeah, I sold a lot of those and saw the dreams in people's eyes with that, but I myself did not get to partake in it.
Oh, I can't recommend it enough. As an experienced dabber.
I think the first dab I ever did was like 14 years ago.
Was it a knife hit?
No, it was a double chamber roar bong.
Okay.
But because it was in its infancy, the idea of a concentrate was so foreign. So they had like a fucking industrial butane torch, like the one Braden stole from Argonaut. Technically, that's accurate. But it's here somewhere. You had to take a legit giant fucking like plumber's torch where you would sweat pipes
Yeah.
to heat this thing up, and then it was like the end of a paper clip, and I remember crawling across the floor because I was just like, oh, okay, weed, and I hit it like, I mean, it was like a solid like 18-inch roar.
Sure.
Jesus fucking Christ, I've never been so high in my life, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? Because bong hits at that time for me were nothing.
Yeah.
All day long, every day. They found the bong hit that killed me, and that's
But so 15 years ago, it's not like you got hit with the type of wax we're talking about now.
no.
You were doing
Although
like
it may
that.
have been worse.
No,
Who
it was.
knows?
I'll basically tell you.
butane.
You know, remember that awesome bubble hash you had like a week ago?
Yeah.
That's basically probably what you did in its infancy. Was a bubble hash just heated to that maximum fucking.
Yes.
My first dab was after medical, and I had so many of them at the 420 thing that I thought I was gonna die.
What do you got next, Tracy?
So I have brought something for the show. I have brought something for us to enjoy constantly here at this show. I'll just keep playing with it.
Are you telling us that this piece exists for the use only of this show? Is this a show
Absolutely.
piece?
It is a show piece.
You need a Sesh Connection sticker on there.
The banana bowl.
It's beautiful because it reminds me of like 70s like kitchen accessory
I
art.
want it to be a kitchen accessory, like a decor, kitchen decor.
Yeah, like how you decorate
really
your
cool.
home in like
So,
cocks
are you
in
sa-
the kitchen.
Are you
like
saying
you have
that
an
is a
apple salt shaker that matches
exclusive
it.
to this?
I am.
It now lives in this room only.
It does.
You need a shelf for
Correct.
it.
That's why you saw me looking around. I was like, all right, no, it needs to have like, it would be great if I could just like between the sound dampening panels, like just have like a little shelf and it sits on
Clear
that.
box.
Ooh,
like a
under
nameplate?
in acrylic.
Yes.
I'm so far I'm loving all of these ideas. Keep them coming.
So, to go back to as well with our flavor profile thing with our terpenes,
Okay.
I have gotten a batch here that is actually called Sour Banana ha ha ha. Sherbet, sorry. Sherbet runts. So sour banana sherbet runts.
I feel like I could smell that the
What
moment
does-
you opened the bag.
What
so
do
I'll
those
pass it
things
around
mean?
first.
Is that name gonna give you flashbacks?
No, I swear. I know.
In a
I
room
know.
full-
Believe me, I think about that all the time, actually, when I have to sell it. You know how I feel about runts. You all know my story on runts, so.
I do.
Oh, runts.
Yeah, thank God none of that was in the candy bins that you gave us. I probably really would have had nightmares.
I would have traded with you.
Oh.
For sure.
Oh, that's
I got
So
you,
my
boo.
nose might be a little off because allergies wreck me most of the year. But I feel like that is the most floral weed I've smelled in a long time.
It's a little sweet,
It is on the sweet end, I think.
for sure.
That I'll agree with.
I think that
it's-
does put off floral vibes, the sweetness, for sure.
I still feel like it has a gassiness to it. That's the runts for me on that. But you're right, it does. I got the runts.
It's so gassy.
That's so gassy. So yeah, so let's give our banana bong, or banana bowl rather, a nice little welcome. Like that.
Don't break it already.
I know, right? So yeah, definitely, like I said, pay attention to your like profiles and stuff. Make sure that you guys think of what you're gonna smell and taste. And every time we break out this thing, that song has to play in the background. Sorry.
James, I gotta ask,
It's a
what
thing.
is a Banana Man? Is this a cartoon that existed previously?
So as Tracy prepares the inaugural hit from Banana Man, is that what we're just going to call the
Yes.
the bowl? Is
Yes,
Banana
Banana
Man?
Man.
Okay, just so we're all in agreement. Banana Man was a British superhero show that was some weird amalgamation between Batman, Superman, and Popeye. And so he would eat a banana and then basically turn into, like, had a secret identity, but it was like Superman, Batman-esque. And it was the lead-in show for one of the all-time greats, Danger Mouse.
Yes.
Danger Mouse was one of the most... I wish I could find
I
it.
thought Danger Mouse was a DJ.
He is.
Yeah, he
That's
stole
Danger
the
Mao.
name. Well, he's
No, that's
I know,
Dead
I know.
Mao.
Oh,
That's
that's
Dead
Dead
Mao.
Mao. That's right.
Danger Mouse is like a...
He did the Gray album, right?
That is accurate.
Okay.
But that's...
I
diff-
don't think
that's a-
this Danger Mouse did an album. James,
He's
pull it
based
up.
after the this Danger Mouse they're talking about, though. That's where his name comes from.
It's all about the theme song too for Danger Mouse.
100%.
Yeah.
So we're gonna,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna somehow find a Danger Mouse bowl, and we'll have.
My daughter
Depending
works,
on the day.
My daughter works
Yes.
in a reasonably
Hold on,
sized
hold
head
on.
shop.
Find it there.
He's the greatest. He's fantastic. Wherever there is danger, he'll be there. He's the ace. He's amazing. He's the strongest. He's the quickest. He's the best. Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse.
And he lived in a mailbox, but it's like because it was a
Yes.
British show, it looks kind of like a fire hydrant.
That's right.
British
That's
mailboxes
right,
look
yeah.
like fire hydrants. So when I was a kid, I was like, why the fuck does this mouse live in a fire hydrant?
I prefer Speed Racer.
I mean, all like that show was on probably around like the same time that you'd watch Inspector Gadget, and then that would be over, and then you
Correct.
tune right into Danger Mouse, and
One of the few,
Yeah.
that and Banana Man, who is about to be christened by Tracy.
I'm gonna put my mouth on this banana.
I feel like I might have aged out for Inspector Gadget.
No, it was so good.
Oh, and it does have a carb, by the way, on the side, guys, so don't forget that. Because every banana needs a carb. Oh, that hits nice. Oh, that banana hits nice. That's a smooth banana.
Actually, this is really difficult for me. And I'm I'm just now realizing this because of my elbow. I can't. Like, I have to.
Shall I help?
Yes.
Let me help you with the banana.
No, I don't know if it's possible. It's because of the carb. Because I can't.
You want me to carve it for you?
It's on the opposite side.
Go lefty.
I'll do both. Look, I got you carved.
No, this is too pornographic at that point. Just
Let me help you suck on that banana, Paige. 2 girls, 1 banana bowl.
She said, no, it's too pornographic at that point.
2 bowls, 1 banana man.
No, that is a difficult because that's as far as my wrist moves. I can't.
This is going to be fun on a weekly basis watching her smoke.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Well, because I have a system now. I know what to do. I don't like that.
So that wrist hurts while you're smoking the banana.
It's usually when it happens.
I am not cut out for
Wrap your
pipes.
lips on that banana.
Just the tip, James.
We knew he was gonna do something inappropriate with it.
You know we're going to find that in the shower next week at the next show.
But all the colors will have been muted just a little bit lower.
Tell Bobby no, he's not allowed to use that.
He's about to be here.
All jokes aside, it tastes delicious.
Yeah, it really does. They really do grow some really great weed over there.
I
It's a lot of
felt like
runs,
the
but-
way it was rolling, I didn't even, like, everything tasted burnt to me already.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
Paige, you're
I'm not mad. I'm just
What?
like, that's the reality of it. And there's even
You're
still
to blame.
almost like grains on that bowl. That bowl burns weird.
You are more than welcome to.
Oh, I'm good. It occurs to me that I don't smoke from pipes ever.
Or bananas.
Or no, that's not true. We made a
Clearly.
we made a fruit bong last year for my birthday, where it was a watermelon base into a pineapple into an apple, and then the bowl was banana out of watermelon. So I have technically smoked from a banana.
I bet that was a tropical surprise.
Dude, that was one of the coolest things ever. And then we just butchered it up and ate fruit salad for like a day.
Oh, that sounds phenomenal. That's what I want to do
I
on
know,
my
right?
birthday. Can we get this happening?
Yes. Your birthday's at the end of next week. I mean, or this week rather. So I mean, yeah. We'll get you a fruit salad. You can smoke it, eat it, do whatever you want with it.
Well, I
We'll
mean,
even give you the bowl for it.
I'm 100% bringing the recorder. And just putting it in my pocket and forgetting that it's there.
You're a pervert.
So, I mean, overall, that's our new mascot. We definitely have him now. We should, probably keep him here. Like you said, put a shelf up, whatever the case
I'm
may be.
so into this. I am 100%. I'm going to make it a point to have that done before we meet next week. I have to just decide where the trophy sort of shelves are going to be so that A, they are visible, and B, drunk James doesn't bump into them. These are two very important factors.
does Banana Man have a cape?
He does. I mean,
Do you
that's
want me to
Inspector
make a
Gadget,
cape
but-
for the pipe?
Fuck yes.
Well, I'll do that.
He needs a cape. Maybe, maybe he's a little naked, exposed. So yeah, put a cape on that fucker. Yeah, I'm down.
Every banana needs a cape.
So so I'm glad you guys like those. Those are the things I brought today. I got a couple other things I wanted to talk about real quick. If you guys are down, we have some events coming up. There's a Safe Sesh show actually going on Thursday evening that you can actually find on Instagram if you follow the Sesh Connection. They repost stuff like that all the time, or I repost stuff like that all the time. And then the Queen Kitty Seltzer event is next week, June 15th. The Sesh Connection will also have a table with them. So we'll have a little bit of merch and things like that. And we'll be talking about a couple different companies that I work with and have a little bit of swag from them as well. There's a Juneteenth event for Ganja Brats. And July 30th is the rooftop event for the Sesh Connection. We're going to make something really interesting out of that, a little bit more
intimate, a little bit more like less people, but more going on so that you get more involved with the companies that are there to rep. So that it's not just a sample and go, it's a sampling and you get to kind of learn a little bit and stick around and listen to what your vendors have to talk about. And then I have some upcoming pop-ups coming up that I'm doing. I've got a couple for Koala this week. On June 9th, I'll be at the Lodge doing 20% off Koala bars. And then I'll be at Green Man doing 30% off Koala bars. Yeah. And then anybody that's like south of here, near Pueblo or Trinidad, I'll actually be at True Calling, or Higher Calling rather, in Trinidad on June 10th. Doing a 111 pop-up, so I'll have swag there. I'll be there actually from 12 to 4. So I will not miss your birthday, my dear, not one goddamn bit. So I will definitely be back in time for that and the festivities. There is just one last thing. I know we may have brought it up before on this, but we did cancel the Pride and Pre-Rolls event for June 11th. Lots of other stuff, though, going on. I've just been really busy. Things just kind of didn't work out well with that, but we will continue to do other events throughout the year. And you guys know that September starts some very new events anyway. So, yeah, got a lot going on there otherwise. Paige, you missed out on a lot the last 2 weeks, so there's a lot you still have to taste and whatnot. So I did bring that, but we'll do that next week a little bit. Have you try that Lebanese hash, actually, that we all were talking about? Because I still have tons of that left.
Do you have it with you?
I do, as a matter of
no,
fact.
she doesn't leave the building without trying this.
Oh, well, then we have time. I just wanted to, I didn't want to keep anybody, you know.
I don't think anyone's in a hurry.
No,
Well, I do have to work very early.
Well, you're going to be so stoned that you'll be asleep before you get there.
So,
This
Paige.
thing.
This is what did we call this 2 weeks ago? This was the tiramisu of hash.
it's fucking awesome.
And it actually was
tiramisu.
phenomenal in the Rip and Sip. So we definitely are doing it again in that. And we actually used this
Ooh,
to
how
smoke
was
it
that?
out of. What did you guys think of using the, yeah, absolutely.
It was,
Was it ceramic coil, I believe?
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was really nice because, I mean, it let you taste it and inhale it. And when you see what this shit looks like, you'll understand. It's got to be the most beautiful little thing. I don't know how to describe it.
Remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer steals the Venus de Milo gummy?
No.
Yes.
What?
I
It's
haven't
that.
watched every episode of The Simpsons.
This
I was
is like
never allowed
early.
to watch it as a child.
Oh, okay, that
That's
explains
fair.
it because it was an
I'm just now
early.
watching
It was an
now.
early episode.
So,
I don't.
So here you go.
Paige, that's what it looks
It does
like.
look like tiramisu.
Right? Yeah, really neat. So, and we didn't really have, we didn't need a whole lot to smoke it at all.
You can
I mean,
see
as
literally
you can
the
see.
chunk we took off,
Yeah.
and we were lit.
What do you need from me?
Ooh, I need a tool. Use this
That
little
could
bad
be
boy
broadly
right here.
interpreted.
I'm
Only because
okay.
you're a pervert.
All is well. He's not wrong. He's really not wrong. We know all about you.
We know all about your perversions.
That's objectively terrifying for you to say that.
Objectively or subjectively?
I love you, James. All right, so Paige obviously.
Objectively means that without
What
qu-
is
like,
happening on the computer?
oh, that's why I keep potting it up because it's going through various 80s children's intros, and so that's why I played the Inspector Gadget
The
because
raccoons?
I've
Those are not raccoons.
never heard of this cartoon, but it's on the screen. It's just going through some random playlist of 80s. Oh,
Ghostbusters.
Oh my God! Remember the original?
this will
it.
definitely get us sued, considering it got the guy who wrote it sued.
What?
Yeah, it's a complete direct ripoff of a Huey Lewis and the News riff.
Oh yeah, anyone could have
And
told you that
so,
since
like-
its inception.
Huey Lewis and the News gets all of it.
Oh, Huey Lewis.
Yeah,
Did
that's
they
feeling
really,
really
like-
nicely too.
I feel like Huey
I don't
Lewis and
need
the
a
News
full
had what,
list.
the Back to the Future soundtrack?
This is perfect.
Come on in, Bobby. Or do you have to let him
Yeah,
in?
somebody open the door over there.
is so tasty.
Right, that is amazing, isn't it? May I
That's
have a small one?
Super smooth.
Right?
May I have a small one? Bobby, you're
What's
just in
better
time
than
for
one being
dessert.
like, Bitch, give me a hit.
So what'd you think? All in
I
all,
thought it
you
was
really liked
delicious.
What's up, Burr?
What up, buddy?
How you doing?
Living the dream. About to vape some tiramisu goodness.
Oh yeah.
Is
Oh
that-
yeah.
You want more?
That's good.
It is the sexiest hash I've ever seen in my life.
I know, right?
Oh, it tastes so good and it presents so well. Like, that's the hash you want to take home to mom. Like,
mom
remember
would've
when I
loved
said
that
that's the hash you present to, like, rich white women? That's the hash you take home to your mom. Be like, Mom, I'm into hash. I want to show you this piece of beauty and how I ingest it. And then you, like, break this thing out and you fucking show her the tiramisu hash. And then you let her sip just the smallest amount so she gets an idea of what's going on. Dude, white women will overpay for this experience
Oh, 100%.
so much money.
I also
And if
love
you give
how
them
it
a
sits at the
coupon,
bottom
they're
on
sold.
this. Some of the other ones really creep up. That one sits.
So I have an appointment in like 2 weeks to get my teeth fixed and then get dentures for what can't be fixed. And then we'll just go sell it to white women.
There we go.
Yeah.
You guys have this all planned out.
I'm really good at not working.
I really want to not work, so let's just do this.
And my horoscope said that this year is the year I'm supposed to make all the money, and then next year I guess I get my heart broken.
Well, damn.
Well, at least you know it's coming.
I mean, it blew my mind. I wasn't even realized I was in like the market for romance. And all of a sudden they're like, next year you're gonna get your heart ripped out. And you're like, man, like it's rad that I'm gonna fall in love this year, but fuck.
I was unaware that I was going to be interested in that pursuit again.
At least you
So-
know it's not going to last long.
Right? It's just a momentary distraction.
Normally, it would be the horoscope like, you'll fall in love next year. It's like, nope, we went straight to the end of that story.
You're fucked, cowboy. But I
Hopefully,
could be wrong. I'm not really great at numerology or whatever it is.
Okay, Corey Feldman.
Do you think he was?
I've
the
always had
better
a
of the
passing
Corys?
interest in numerology. That is a quote. I've always had a passing interest in numerology. He and Corey Haim. Oh,
See, if you have a
Are
passing,
there any other-
Rest in peace, Corey.
if you have a passing interest in numerology, I bet I can convince you that flat Earth is what's up.
no, I actually. There is absolutely no way you will ever convince me of that, or even have me say like, you know what, you've got me swayed to the 51% mark. You can make some valid arguments.
James, I don't
But-
have enough time to overcome all the years of indoctrination you went through in your upper class upbringing and education.
All right. We've deviated dramatically.
Horribly, but
Is there
we're all
anything
really
else
high.
you want to say before we cut this, Tracy?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all, sir. Nope. But yeah, we'll do some other stuff next week. For sure, I'll have some different stuff on the table. I want to bring like a little bit of different things each time, and just again kind of go over stuff and really kind of touch base on it. And also, we do have a lot of people that want to come and visit on the show and want to be a part of it. We know that a couple different companies have actually talked to me about stuff like that. So prepare for that. We're going to probably bring some people on and get some education as well. So
Perfect.
hell yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
With
The
that,
more you learn.
That's right.